I'm like 15 minutes late, but that's okay. Let's do. Let's go into here. See what's going on here. I think I did a little bit of work off camera. Not a whole lot. Really, it's just a little bit of this. Let's change the size of things to maybe smaller. I'm not super thrilled with how all this stuff works, right? So I want to do things in a little bit of a different way. And that is largely going to be yeah, that was something I really wanted to do with I wanted to make it so that like the floor moved as you walked around the area, but that doesn't really like parallax. But that doesn't really work. But I do have these, and I don't know if I like these things, right? I don't know if I like these. Because why is that at 98? Why is it so hot? That's really bad. I have to keep an eye on it, I guess. I don't know. I really hope that I don't have to do it streaming. That would suck. That would suck a lot. But I don't have anything that I can run, not having a laptop or anything like that. So, I don't know. Yes. Well, for one, I could do that. Probably gonna be better. I think at least it'll, show up better. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'll figure out something really nice. Okay. So, so two things I can do. So there are only like two things there. Number one. Kind of two things. One is I can do a floor tile. Basically like hardwood floor, right? Like a wood flooring. And there, that would be here, so we would have, basically like all the effectively completely randomly placed. And that would be super quick, right? So if I wanted to do the randomly placed one, then I could do 50%, plus minus some. Some variance. So for one, I could do what? For one. So one, we can have what? Oh, this is GLS ups. So what can we do? Interesting. Are you kidding me? What? Interesting. Okay. So one of the things I can do is Yeah, so we have the flip. And the flip is just a number between 0 and 1. Okay, cool. Let's do a little bit of a different. Good. So, okay. So if we have a flip, that would be FV, UV times cell plus UV plus. Shit. Okay. Yeah, we could just do a different. We could just do a different one. Right, it doesn't matter. Because we could do float. Would oh wait, that's FUV float. But that's the UV. Shit. Okay. Just like that. Except this. Cool. Right. So we have these lines in there. Hello. Hello, Colin. Apologies for the wait. Didn't catch you there for a second. How are you doing today? And welcome in. Welcome, welcome. How's your day going? Going pretty good. I hope. So, float, what is it? So, the first one. Okay. Well, let's do a to. Hello, Stidgy. Stidgy and Alan. Alan and Stidgy are here. Hello, hello, hello. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So floor is wood. Wood. Is equal to UV, and then we can do wood. I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. I'm making a lot of really good progress. Oh no, that sucks. No, that sucks, Diggy. Sorry to hear that. That always sucks. But yeah, I'm doing pretty okay. I woke up not super long ago. I woke up about an hour and a half ago. So wood y times equals 16. Okay, that was weird. I do not know what happened there. Oh, that was bad. Very, very bad. Val is equal to Need to call an ISP. Post office to ask. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Hmm. You know what I can do? Hint, nudge, nudge. I can do. I mean, I can just do mood. Oh, okay, cool. So that is proper. Do I want it to be along? Because I don't know if I want the wood grain to go this way or if I want it to go that way. Do I want it to be along the X axis or Y axis? I don't know. Also, I don't know how I like the sensitivity of the open and close. I think this is gonna be better. Oh, much better. Okay. Somewhat. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Then what we could do is we can say oof. Sounds rough, Stidgy. Well, just be glad your country isn't trying to ban all not native, trying to ban all fucking modems. Yeah, all non-American made modems. That's a thing. Modems and routers. All non-American routers. Yeah. Because that's fucking smart. So, lube. I think actually I'm on X to do that. For some reason it just makes more sense to me to make it go along Y instead of along X. So, the next step that I can do is I can say, would, well, I mean, we'd, because then the next step is we can say what we can do here is we can say would ID WID with is equal to back to food dot. Now, since we have that, have the ID. We want food to equal. Hello, Cork. Hello. Yay, I have more people in my chat. I have more chatters. Hello, Cork. Familiar faces are showing up and I have an excite about it. I'm just talking very low because my grandmother's trying to sit. I don't want to be too loud and not. This is sleepy time. This is sleepy times. For those around. I don't want to be rude. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. How are you doing tonight, Cork? Wood is equal to the refractive fluid. Chilling. That's good. That's good. That's good. Kinda tired? I feel that. See how this looks. So we have yes. I liked the floor that I had before, but I want like hardwood floors. So now that we have the fractional components, u dot z to fractional component of tangent of u dot x plus the tangent of u dot. Okay, good. We have nothing. My day was okay. I did, like, it wasn't, I didn't do very much. Mostly just took a nap. Okay. So that is that. So I want to do, oh. Yeah, I mean, I just didn't do a whole hell of a lot. What happens if I do frac? Yeah, I don't want that. That looks like really interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Okay. each of these by some things by non. Oh wait, no, I want to multiply by there we go. So these are very right. Yes. I know what it is that I am doing wrong. There we go. Yeah. That is more like it. And it's okay that we have, like, a lot of these kind of, like, similarities and things. I do believe I was able to get things very tailored. But I think for the sake of our purposes, it should be fine. Right. Yeah, the UV is that. So yeah, that should be fine, right? $94, that's not good. I'm gonna need a new computer. I think I can do. Yeah, I should break it up a little bit more. Okay. So now, the actual individual IDs are going to be so within the space, let's say root equals fraction. So now we have these, which is good. And then all we need to do is just subtract 1/2, multiply by 5 from the y. Subtract 1/2, multiply by 2 in the y. wood dot y equals wood dot y minus 0.5. Now, and then we can multiply we want to say wood minus a half. Well, actually, minus 0.125. 125 plus wood z times 14.9 14.9. That should be fine. And let's take the absolute value. Right? U dot y. I had such a monstrously better thing. That sucks, because I had a really solid hash function. Either that or it wasn't, and I just couldn't tell. Because of the 1-0 nature of it all. This whole thing here is a thing. But I don't know if I like that. It is what it is. I don't know. Got the bug. No more buggies. Okay, I guess, I don't know. Okay, that looks a little bit more better. So, I have the absolute value. Yeah, it's fine. Oh. Okay, cool. So all those are, yeah, combined. I mean, that's fun. I mean, that looks random enough. Long enough. And all that, so that's good. Then what we can do is we can say, now we can start doing the y. Is, I mean, the x. We got x is equal to 1.0 minus the value of v dot x minus a half minus let's get that in the middle. That should be about the same, right? Yeah. Da 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 da. We got that is equal to the oh. Yeah. Way too thin. There we go. I still think these are a little bit too thin. You get a lot of aliasing and artifacting and stuff like that. But I mean, these are pretty damn good. They're pretty solid. These are pretty sweet. Right? I mean, this is pretty nice. Yeah, it looks like 4 to me. I don't have to do power to 2. Ooh, that looks way crisper. That's a lot nicer. That's a lot crispier. So we have a nice little floor. And have a lot of planks that are similarly sized. And then we can say, I don't know, multiply this by something, right? Multiply this by, I mean, like we could do a multiply, or we could do, I don't know, something. There's some clever things we can do here, right? Alright, so we do have, we have a nice little nice bit of wood flooring. That's also wood ceiling. And I don't want the wood ceiling. I don't want the nude. I want the nude. Nude LED. You want like noodles basically up in the ceiling. I'll show you what I mean. It's like, again, this is a spooky game, right? This is intentionally supposed to be a very, you know, spooky, horror-driven, unsettling situations, right? So where's the wall this? That kind of makes the flooring around the edges a little bit more apparent, which is nice. Yeah. I can also do like a flat subtract, do some stuff there, but I don't know if I want to do that. This is nice and subtle, mostly ish. Right. I mean, it does do some funky stuff to your kind of perception of everything, but like, I'm okay with it. I mean, all this is going to be covered in static anyway, right? For most players. I'm just doing, you know, kind of a bit rate friendly version for testing on stream, right? Because white noise absolutely destroys compression algorithms and stuff, so let's do... Oh, hello, Arthur. Hello. How is the skunker? Also, hello. Nice, nice, nice. I do not have that kind of time. Um, yeah, how do you like the wood flooring? How do you like the wood floor? um, yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean, I've done that to you plenty of times, so that's only fair. Um, but yeah, how do you like the wood floor? Looks good to me. It looks really good. I'm like super stoked. The wood floor turned out really good. Genuinely super, super awesome. I do feel like I'm going to need to do something a little bit different for this year. So, um, you can only share your streak when it's at certain numbers. So like 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. Because when you click on channel points, it still just like shows. But I don't know. I mean, maybe you can't share stream if I don't have any channel points. But any users, let's see here. We had a big shift. We had that. So we have wood. We have wood stored in Z. We can do. Hmm. Hmm. Gotcha. Okay. So I can do some cool stuff here, right? Because I can multiply by like the negative UV2, the negative of the sign of the UV2 dot z of the ray direction dot z. And I can do the maximum. So anything that's so that like the value ends up dropping down. Because then it'll set it all negative. Set it all negative, and then I can mask it that way. I mean, there's like a bunch of completely different masking and hash functions and all kinds of crazy shit going on that's bad. I should be using the same hash. I should be making a hash for a hash function that takes, a two-dimensional vector and outputs, or like three-dimensional vector and outputs a value based on it, or like a two-dimensional vector on a sheet or some shit. I don't know. I'll probably do one of those two things. right? Um, but for now, I will continue to do the dumb shit because like I want to get this net in a functional state, and then I will do what exactly? Go in and polish it later. I do like doing polishing while I'm doing stuff because I only like writing things once. I don't like rewriting a bunch of shit, you know. So like, I mean, even doing my artwork, you know, the artwork stuff is very similar to how I program. You know, I'll do foundational stuff and then clean it up, incrementally clean it up. You know, look at it, identify what needs, where the room for improvement is, and operate within that space and push into that room. Right? Yeah, and that's how I do artwork. That's how I do programming. So, and the less space that you have for improvement, the less work you have to do to make those improvements, right? It also depends on how much space you allocate for improvement, right? Because you don't want to do too much work. Like obviously, like when you open up a blank piece of canvas, every single pixel can be anything, right? So you need to have a starting point, and then you draw a circle. Well, that circle could be a head in any orientation, or it could be one of the shoulders, or an elbow, or a knee, or a booty, right? So you have to set boundaries around your work that is very close to your work, but still leave room for improvements, right? So when you start to do stuff, you know, you do it down, it looks ugly, it looks like shit. You then take a look at it and say, okay, where's the room? And how much room do I want to give? You say, okay, what is the next, small improvement? Where is the next lowest improvement? And then that's where you set the boundary. And then you push into that space. Because that'll affect how much room is left in other locations, right? Room for improvement in other places. So you want to do, those small things, and you want to do the biggest jumps with the least effort, right? Because that'll get you towards where you want to go the fastest. Because like this wall text is kind of big, but I mean, bricks are kind of a pain in the ass, right? Bricks are kind of expensive to make. Even though the floor texture is a lot smaller. I think I have a lot of extra stuff that I don't need here. I also have a lot of magic numbers. I don't necessarily like that. Like, it's fine if I have magic numbers, but it means changing things is not as good. And because I also want to automate, the map size. Because I mean that's basically all that you're doing. You're just automating it. And you're just playing factory. Like that's all you're talking about. When you make a game, you're just playing factory. Right? was playing an automation game. So here's the DDA algorithm. God, it's so small. It's fucking tiny. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Like there's actually I think if 2 break, if it's all 1 break, yeah, this is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. It's a 6-line loop. It's tiny. It is so small. It is so small. And then I can even make this just be for map size dot map size dot. Yeah. I mean, being good at programming is just automating. So yeah. The GDA or algorithm is really it gets smaller and smaller and cleaner every goddamn sense. Every goddamn time. Because the delta cell, yeah, if get cell equals 1, return. Set stuff up. You initiate things, and that's literally what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines before a for loop of 6 lines, and 1 output line. That's fucking it. And that's literally it. And that's it. Yeah, it's incredible. There are ways of handling like there are like I'm going to do it for the to do into an actual function using wait a minute. It's just cell plus UVT. It's literally just cell plus UVT. Oh wait. Oh. UVT is equal to the position minus. Yeah. Yeah, so there's ways of handling this, right? Because there is the full distance thing. Yeah, I think I'm sure there's ways that I could. I'm sure that there's ways that I can like move things into it, and move things around. Like this is a very easy way of handling the deltas and stuff. Like I love the GDA algorithm. It's literally 13 lines of code. Like 14, like 13, 14, arguably 15 lines of code. It's fucking tiny. It's so tiny, and you get full 3D rendering on a tile set. It's so good. It's so good. And it's so flexible too. It's so flexible. Alright. Because, yeah, there's just a lot of things you can do. With like how you set up your data, how you set up your tile map, what information you put in the tile map, because sometimes you can just do because what you can have is you can have a tile map where you have red is passable or like alpha is passable, impassable. You can have an RG and B. You know, red is the tile set, G could be some kind of parent, B could be, you know, like red could be the actual tile ID. You can have G be the floor height and B be the ceiling height, and then alpha be the passable or impassable. But if you have passable versus impassable, and you have ceiling and floor height, then you don't need that passable versus impassable. I mean, there's just a lot of things you can do with it. It's an incredibly flexible algorithm for rendering, and it is stupid simple to implement. It is embarrassingly simple to implement, and it scales very nicely. The biggest problem is that it scales with screen size, it scales with resolution, whereas rasterizing scales with complexity. So, in the olden days, you know, you just had a very limited resolution. Nowadays, you have very large resolutions. You know, 8K is going to run like dog shit. But you can just drop the resolution and it's fine. But it's the sample resolution. It's not the output resolution, it's the sample resolution, which is a big difference. So, yeah. It does, like the DDA, like the raycasting with DDA, the complexity impacts the efficiency very minimally. There's a lot of other really nice things that you can do to kind of mitigate the performance hit. There's, you know, it just depends on how you implement it and how you use it. Yeah, how many like sub shaders you're using, because every single sub shader is being run simultaneously, and you are just, you know, effectively just keeping whichever ones stick around. So there's a lot of wasted potential there. I think, technically speaking, you could do things very, like, you can like you can handle like you can handle the actual texture output kind of separately. Like there's that's kind of why I want to run down this rabbit hole. Right? I'm starting with Wolfenstein 3, and then I'm just saying, okay, where can I take it? So I want to have, you know, a spooky dungeon crawler kind of situation. Just to kind of see where things go and see where I can take things. There is, because we can do effectively. There's, yeah, I'll do that in a different way. I don't know if I like the C++ code and how it's handled, but anyway. So we have Mindaxman. Oh, well, yeah, I am doing the get cell and is there a Mindex in here? There's no Mindex. What? I have no Mindex. I do have Mindex. I have Minnow and Mindex. Okay. For 78 and 79, right? Because that's literally just this and this and this, right? So, technically speaking, you can increase the complexity slightly. I do want to get into Vulkan, but I'm going to move into computer for that. I need an actual, reasonably modern piece of hardware before I can start messing with Vulkan. So, unfortunately. So we have the DDA, we have task, we have the Excel. We have DDA, we have fog, we have vortex. Do I want to do ceiling text? I think I want to do ceiling text, right? So we could do a vec 3. Let's seal text in vec 3 UVT and IVEC 2. So yeah. Because we can also, well, I mean, float vowels is compiled. It's literally, since it's not ever used, since it's unreachable, it's literally removed from the execution code. Because it's compiled ad hoc. It's ad hoc It's ad hoc compilation. Is the way that the whole thing works with so that's in here. And now here we could do a little bit of magic. Let's do a little bit of magic. Do the maximum of the Well, if it's down. Oh, yeah, I mean, I do the maximum of the sine of negative UVT dot V times vortex, right? Comma sine UVT dot Z times vortex UVT. Hold on. That's not correct. Haha, oh shit. Monday. What the fuck happened here? Why is that a thing? Because clamp wood Monday. Monday. What am I doing wrong? Oh, not UVT. Hard iron. Hard iron. There we go. That's proper. That's what we want. What was happening before was the floating point rounding errors is what was happening before. So there's a lot of other things that I can do here. Like, I don't mind. I think it's because I have effectively built in anti-aliasing built into these little cracks here. So that's why the wood looks so good. And the bricks kind of look like shit. So I might want to go in and change the effectively multiply them by an absolute metric shit ton, and then drop them. Alright. Because if I multiply them by like a fuck ton, then Well, I mean, I could drop them and then multiply them by an mass load. And then just clamps it and it's all fine. Right. So I could do that pretty easily. Right. Wall dist is fill wall dist on here. Because then what I can do is val minus equals, I don't know, 0.125. Val val minus equals 0.125. Times equals 30. Yeah, okay. The minimum of these two minus right. Yeah. So I could do that. Right. Okay. So I can have very thin ones. I can have so I can do something like that, right? So this makes it look just a little bit nicer, right? It gives it a little bit more space. Right. So it's a little bit more robust. And then I can change the actual corner bits a little bit more precisely later on or something, right? But it's just yeah, it just cuts in. Just cuts in. Which is fine because that makes it look like it's cutting at it at like a shallow angle, but slice off the edges or something. It's like a height map. You know, I could do parallax or some shit if I could figure out the parallax or something, but that's beyond the scope of what it is that we're doing. So we have this blank white, this eggshell ass ceiling with some, wood weaved floors. I'm sure a lot of you watching this may be wondering why I'm not doing any floors. It's just black and white. and that is because it will be rendered in black and white static. Grayscale static. That is an aesthetic that will be maintained. So, but first I just want to get the visuals proper. It looks very cute. Well, I mean, it's just, it looks like it's, light, right? It looks like actual, like, light or something. Slightly hazy. If you look inside the room, it looks a little, washed out and hazy. Why is it so hazy instead of... manga? Okay, so looking down here, it's just my monitor. My monitors. Yeah, if I look at it. If I look at it through OBS on my good monitor, it's fine. So it's just like the angle of the... Yeah, it just looks super hazy on my monitor. So I see these guys. And again, I don't have access to UNs and like bitwise operators. Actually, maybe just 6. Or the let's see if this compiles, because if it doesn't, okay. Yep. Bitwise exclusive or bitwise inclusive or not supported for this version or the enabled extensions. Okay. So that is alright. Which sucks. That really sucks. So yeah, add breaks. It's fine. Still in texture. What do I want to do with the scene? Alright, so we can have let's just get that shit out of the way immediately. So now we have a true we have a true 3 location. We have a true 3 location. We can offset that shit. And we'll can offset so let's do that, right? Oh. Mind beat. Alright. There we go. Oh no, my IP is like, oh no, whatever shall I do? Not my local IP yet. No one can do anything yet unless they're currently on my network. Oh no. Yeah, it was wondering if I was on localhost. Yeah, like, what the hell is my localhost IP looking at shit? Oh. Do I have a localhost IP? Oh. Maybe because I'm on the wrong network adapter. Display of the network adapter. So, okay. Here, what do we want to do? What we want to do is we want to say, I mean, and I am going to be messing around with that. Yeah, I want the sound to look like it's, because, like, I want it to be, like, well, I mean, I can do, minus player pause 55 by 64. I think I did that, right? Motherfucker. Yeah. 1 and 2. And 2. Don't have a gateway adapter. The one you want. Not one and 2. One you want. Where's one? Ah. Data. Plus, so is minus box. No, not quite, not quite, not quite. Yeah. So now, as I walk forward, I should see. I'm just going to shift kind of. Okay. I think I actually want this to be a plus. And I think I want this to be. So, like, the more you move, the more it moves. And that'll just make it, like, really creepy. So, wait for it. So, what is that we want? What do we want? What do we want? I mean, I can just. So, step one. Get the. Step one is get the current tile ID. Okay. In the tile ID. Or because we can also part of our hard. We can also like we can also set it up so that we can increase the size of it so that we have, you know, a bunch of other stuff, right? Because we could do 4 here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I don't make it look like this. That makes it look like it's closer. I don't want that. I want it to be... Oh, that makes it look like it's farther away. Yeah, that makes it look like it's like the floor isn't fucking there. Makes it look like the ceiling isn't real, which is a really cool effect. There's one of the things that I can do with technology right there. I can make it look like it's like 2 tiles taller. And it's that, oh, it looks so fucking good. It looks so goddamn good. Makes it look like it's shorter. I can make it like it's farther away. Right? Oh, but that makes it look like it's... okay. So... it makes it look like it's even closer to that. So, what I want to... Yeah, what happens if I do... No. Oh. It's way too fast. So... I want it to, like... approach 1? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I can make it look really fucking tall if I wanted to. Yeah, if I can do that, right? At which point, like, this ceiling ends up disappearing, right? I can get rid of the ceiling. So I can do that. Make it look like the ceiling is completely disjointed. Which would be really, that is something I could do. Do something like that. Because doing it the other way makes it look like it's closer. And that's not necessarily really right. Having it look like the make it look like it's a sky or something. It'd be really interesting. Because there's like a lot of other really cool effects. Hmm. So I can make that look really cool. Right. There's one thing that I could also do is make it actually follow the player, in which case it looks infinitely tall. Right? It becomes a static, ceiling. It just falls apart. There's also some things I could do with the corners, and there's so many things. There's a lot of crazy shit. Because you can also do float, true. Right? Because then I could do true versus false and other shit like that. So I could say divided by 1.0 plus 0.0. Because this will just look like this, right? As well, like it's a static, unmoving, sky plane, which is infinitely tall, and it is infinitely far away. It looks like, which also looks like really, because it is unmoving. That is just like a factually static sky plane. That still like abides by your light and a bunch of the stuff too. But we could also do false. And now it is snapped. Okay. So right. So now we have this vaporwavy. Get the vaporwave going. And there's like just a bunch of shit that we could do. So we could also do float true plus. Right. You could also do like float false plus things. Do a bunch of shit, right? Just because there's like a bunch of things that we could do. That's beside it. Because what we can do here is we can say cool do error that's equal to false, and then we can do do not, or is oh not spy is equal to great. And then for all, what I can do is then is sky, and we can do float not float not is and then this way. Inside. Works fine. Do is sky true. This to there. That's only one. But yeah, I can do. So, what kind of situation am I gonna be in? Punishment yourself, unpixel. Okay. So we have the week. So there's the TID. Okay, yeah. That's proper. There's another thing that we can do. We can also. Yeah, there's just a lot of things we can do. Like, I like having this be ominously above, because having this feather, having this be up here is kind of really good. Right. And then we can do a separation between the floor edge detection and the ceiling edge detection. Yeah. So that's something that we're gonna do. Yeah. Then let's just set the parallax of the walls. I think a lot of these, like, a lot of these things end up getting inline and things like that. Like, I might be able to do like a hash macro, or like a hash define, or a hash macro, something like that. Oh, pushing up and interesting. So, what else am I going to do? Okay. So we have the ID. Now, given the ID, we could also do the we could also set file size. Well, actually, since I know that I want to do that, let's do float size. The tile size is going to be 1.0, and then we just do tile size. And then this way I just have more dials. This just gives me more dials to so step one, let's do the first one. Let's do the easy one. We are going to need to, oh wait, no, we don't need to do, I don't think we need to do anything with the, so we could do val is just equal to the length of vec2 pause, vec2 pause, and then vec2 e is equal to the fractional component of pause. Right. time style size. And there's some things that we're doing that's a little bit strange, but it's fine. Right? So one of the things that we're going to be doing is we are going to be so one of the things that is we are going to say do what? We are going to right. Val is equal to the length of the shit. What am I doing? Being bad. Hmm. Okay. So we have that. It's good. We can also do like the minimum of things. Yeah, so we can do, let's just do a vector eval. Showing. Yeah, there we go. So we have that. What we actually want is why not do the pictures? Yeah. Think of that. Min. The minimum of that can be I mean I could just do the length of minus u. Yep, that is correct. Now this kind of doesn't look like much. but it is a lot more than you would think it is. I shall show you how. So now, what we can do is, so now we have, so now we have insert icons. So now allow max equals 0.5, val equals absolute value, allow and we have that. And then we can multiply by a massive truckload. And multiply by a truckload, and we get that. Allow 5 equals 8.0. Allow is equal to point. Allow is equal to 0.1. Yep. So we have that. And all that is matched up flawlessly. We could do 16. Hey, look how cute and small we get. So we can do, instead of times 8, we can say times 2. So that is a lot more interesting. There's a lot more going on. Yep. So we could do a lot more creepiness with this. I have a feeling at least. We can do a lot more creepiness with this. So here. UV is equal to Um, Here we go. Yeah. Now we have this stuff. God, I love project. Now, how do we make this creepy? There you go. Now, I don't know how to make, I there's a lot of things about this that I don't really know how to do. Yeah, why are you all the way up at 9? Is it because of the GPU usage? Yeah, it's probably the If I don't run the game, then it can cool down. So. There you go. I don't know if it's a perfect time. So I could do some other stuff with this so that I can make it go from infinite to sitting on it, right? So it is just a slider from 0 to 1, I think, from the infinite thing, from something. No, it's just a slider from 0 to 1. Interesting. Hmm. We have these, right? It'd be really cool if I could separate these two regions, right? But separating the two regions is not a trivial task. And there's also some more things. I can do more circles. Do circles and circles. Right? Because I could also do a double circle and stuff. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with this. You can even, like, effectively remap the UV coordinates so that you can do a texture lookup and pass that into a bunch of other really crazy things and have, like, warbly wobbly, like, noodle arms and moving noodle slithering grossness and shit. There's a lot of really cool things you can do. I would love to have, like, effectively, like, layer on just this, like, undulating craziness, right? Because another thing that we could do, okay, is we could actually do, instead of 32, we could do this. Clamp. And then, eval equals ES2 squirt of eval. Because now that looks like something. Looks more, blobular, right? We could also do it the other way. That looks more like stars or something. Right? Things are like much broader, deeper, thicker cracks, thicker crevices, right? And do something with that. I mean, that looks pretty good. You know, it's like a star system or something. I forget what this pattern is called. And then I could do val equals 1.0 minus val with that. And then we have this kind of pattern, which is also really interesting and cool. Right, because this makes really interesting shapes here. Right? That just makes it straight up look like a freaking maze, which is really neat. It's really cool that it works that way. Yeah. That just makes it look like a maze. Like, that makes it look like it has noodles. Like, it's just like this winding noodle. Right? And then, since that is like a noodle, we could say 0.8, 0.85. And these are like more noodly, more noodly. And because I would like to make it like smaller, but I don't think you can. Right? Well, I can, like, you sort of can. You could do something like that. It's just that the outside is always going to be. Right? Because of the way that it fundamentally must work. Yeah. I mean, I could do val times val times 2.0, right? Yeah, see. So like that will make these all noodly, and then so now this almost looks like chain link and stuff, right? This can get really gross really fast. And that's kind of real. Because then you can do like arc tangent, and you can do a lot of really freaking crazy shit. And you can do like a lot of radial work and do some noodly intestinal looking stuffs. Yeah. This looks like it's above the whole thing, but also like a part of it. It looks like it's above and a part of it at the same time. It looks really cool. It looks really super trippy. Which is something I really like. Right? Oh, and that is some optical illusion stuff. Alright. So yeah. I don't know what else I'm gonna be doing, but like this looks really cool. I like this one. This is my favorite shit. Now it's time to mess around, play around with things, have some fun with it, alright? Ooh, this is a little bit more. Because I know what another really cool thing is you can do. Yeah, we can do this. Okay. Yeah, you can do a lot of really cool stuff. That does kind of. I think that makes it overall brighter. I don't know if it does or not. It might do a clamp something. Yeah, I think it clamps it. Regardless, right? Yeah, because the corner is clamped at 1. Because the corner, 2 corner is clamped at 1. So, no matter what, it's always going to, like, not have to worry about it. Yeah. Because I could also do like a max max sign Z. And what happens here, right? Yeah, it cuts it off completely at the top. Oh. Monday. Interesting. Completely removes the corner protection entirely. I don't know if I like that. Interesting. Motherfucker. 215. 215. I could do even higher and higher. So I could really push that, right? Yeah. And now they are disconnected. So this does look really cool. I'm getting a little bit of the wonky, funky, wonky. What's that? I can say 12, right? That pulls it in just a little bit more. It gives it a little bit of weird discontinuity, you know? So I think it looks better if it's actually something along these. Something along these lines. I think the discontinuity in the gradient is that second order tangential shift is, since it's a discontinuity in the curvature, in the second order gradient, we have a bunch of issues there. Nice, thank you. I've been staring into nothingness for like, yeah. Yes, I do want this to be mildly intestinal. That's actually kind of the point. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Um, yeah, yeah. I do want this to be mildly intestinal. Okay, so I can do 2. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I feel bad because I like completely ignored you. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible dad. I am a terrible streamer. Just ignore my chatters like entirely. I really wish I had like sound things. Wish I had sound alerts for freaking what's my fault? For chat messages. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that edge. Yes, I know. Shut up. Okay. There's so much going on. Come on. I really wish I had a better way of making sure that I see the damn chat. I mean, I guess I could increase the size some, because I'm sick and tired of I'm sick and tired of fucking missing chatters. It's so irritating. Don't like it. Oh my god. Well, I don't know if I want to do text-to-speech. Because there's, like, replay commands, bots, analysis, Discord, filtering. I mean, yeah, because I can do enable text-to-speech. Text-to-speech is not supported by your system. None there. So, I don't know. What's going on? By your operating system. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I'm just hooked. Because TTS isn't, TTS isn't supported by my operating system. I will figure out something. Because I'm tired of missing the fucking chatters. God, it's so irritating. I hate it so much. It is so irritating. Really. So frustrating. Because I just like get lost in the sauce and stuff. And I just don't notice when people message in chat. I don't know, I just need to be more vigilant, more, I don't know, I will figure out something. But I want the intestine look. So I could do something along the lines of do, so these are nice, right? So, val is equal to 1.0 minus val. More intestine. I want intestine. I want it to be moderately intestine. I want it to be. I want this shit to look gross, dude. I want it to be foul. But this is like super bloopy. But I don't know if that is gross. Or that is more gross. It'd be really cool if I like layered these, layered something else behind this. I don't know. Because if I did this and then another one offset, because if I had so what if I did that? Right. And then I did because what if I did two of these? Right? What if I did two of these and I overlaid one on top of the other? Intention. Because then that would be like super fucking close. Or what is that? That is the inverse of the distance, right? Yeah, that is the inverse of the distance. I mean, it's 1 minus the distance. 2. Alright. Ooh. What the fuck is it? I want it to be intestine. I just don't know what that inner space is. What is that? What's that inner space? Right. What is that? So in the circle. The distance to the other one, the distance to the corners, the distance to the corners, because each one has its corner. Every single circle, all these lines make a circle. Every single circle is a corner. So I can do what? Float about 2 is equal to the length of the one Well, it's the length of the length of the vector that is 0.5. Well, UV minus 0.5. The absolute value of that. Let's find out what that looks like. What does that look like? Okay, so those should be a 1.0 minus the maximum of Val2 of Val2 and Val. What's that gonna look like? Ooh. Almost. And non-dead, non-dead, non-dead. Why is that not? Okay. So it's not quite perfect. So from here, let's do false. Let's do false, right? Just so that we can see these things a little bit more, so that we can see, hey, if these things are actually properly. So we should see a glow from that corner. Right, so we should see a glow specifically from the corner, but that's not quite what we're saying. We are seeing a glow from the absolute value of that. Okay. So we could do the length of you. Length of UV. Okay, cool. Oh, we are getting some distance. Okay, this is a good one. So the length of the UV. That's the length of the UV. We want it to go from 0 up. We want it to go from 0 up to 1 in the middle, and down to 1 and down to 0 on the edges. And the x and the y. And we could do that same way by 1 minus the absolute value of the UV minus a half. Correct? One. Well, Hello, hello. Welcome back. Sorry I missed you earlier. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I want moderate. I want mildly intestinal. I want a mildly intestinal ceiling. Because I just want it to be gross. Right? I want it to be mildly gross. I'm sure there's a lot of ways that I can do super clever overlapping of things and make it really squirmy, wormy, and just gross. Just absolutely foul looking. And then that'd be super sick. The only problem is that I don't have like these textures are still very flat. I haven't quite figured out how to do um I haven't quite figured out how to do parallax textures. So I still need to figure that out. And that's something that I want to figure out in the I mean, this project is as a whole just something times equals 2 val times equals val oh wait, no, val 2 times equals val 2 val 2 equals 1.0 minus val 2. And then what? Nonde? So I think what I want to do is I want the yeah. Yeah. Having like it's just super it's really difficult to do parallax, right? And I think because this would be in order to do the parallax, this would be the yeah, like I would love for the ceiling. It'd be really great if it was. I don't know if I like that. I don't like that. Because, like, ooh, oh, 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 ew, ew. If it's just mirrors, does that look gross? Oh, there's, oh, oh, it's so gross. Why is it disgusting? Why is it so disgusting? Oh. The more I look at it, the more I hate it. I love it. That's just so... This just gives me the ick. If I look directly into it, it just gives me the ick. It looks so gross. Why does it look so... But it's like not. It's like... It reminds me of eggs. It's just insect eggs. It's... God, it's so gross. I'm gonna look at the wood. I'm gonna look at the wood. The wood is nice. The wood is pleasant. This is disgusting. Alright. Because I could do the, Yeah, it's so bad. I love it. I love it so much. And then I can have it look like it's above everything. Ominously above everything. Looming overhead. I don't know if I want it to be like that or not. Because I don't know if I want it to be... Because if I make it feel like it's looming overhead, then it will just look big. Again, I still need to figure out, you know, parallax bump maps. Parallax maps are difficult. They are not easy to calculate. I could do, you know, I mean, because like a lot of the illusion of 3D comes from not just parallax but also lighting, and I don't have any lighting in this game. I mean, I do, but it's coming from me rather than other lighting sources, you know? So I would have to like throw in some lighting sources and stuff like that. And then from there, you know, we have gradient maps and things like that, right? And then being able to do this kind of calculation stuff on a normals map is not fucking easy. Yeah, this is gross. Yeah, this is gross. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. It is so gross. This is disgusting. This is gross. The more I look at it, the more it makes me ick. This is incredible. I love it. I love it so much. There are other patterns you can do, like do one that's like a triangular one, or like a hexagonal one. I don't really know how to do it. I mean, I can do that fairly easily. Right. I don't think I can make, like, it looks so good head on, but from an angle it just looks flat as fuck. I mean, it is. It is incredibly flat. And this edges, right? Like, this is very nonsensical. Just doesn't, nothing about this makes any sense, right? This whole thing is very nonsensical. It also feels so good because it just sucks you in, right? Sucks you in. Sucks you in. Slurps you in. Right? And you can do, you could do collision detection a lot simpler than the way I did it. I made it so that you are ground, and I also normalized the strafing. So I normalized the movement and stuff, right? Which I did not do in the original, the first version. Yeah, this looks gross. It looks so gross. This is coming out really good. I'm digging it a lot. That just looks fucking gross, dude. It's so disgusting. It's so gross. It's so good. Yeah, it is very bound. It is very. It's very backward. Like, this seems like if I stare at this for too long, it'll just like pull me up into it or something. There's a lot of really interesting game ideas that I have. Like, I would love for there to be, like, I want to make a game where, like, it starts off as, you know, something like this, right? Where, oh, you cool, you have, you know, you have, like, cool, you have a ceiling, right? And then over time, the ceiling starts to detach and lift up, right? And then at a certain point, if you stare at it for too long, you'll, like, if you're in a certain kind of area, right? Because like here, I can still see the wall, so I'm grounded, right? But in these big rooms, okay, I can't see the walls. If I cannot see the walls, then right? If I can't see the walls, if I were to stare at this for too long, it'd be interesting if this like becomes basically the floor. And then I'm in an entirely different environment. Like, it'd be really cool if like that was something that I could do. And it's like kind of sort of some of the things that I would really like to explore. Because like I'm doing a lot of things that are based off of the idea of looking at a certain, basically like looking at a certain color for a certain amount of time. There's a lot of triggers in the game that are triggered by, you know, whether or not the entire screen is black or so I think this is as long as I'm in the center thing or something, right? It would be, yeah, it's just kind of interesting where, you know, you look at it and then oh, and then ooh, right. And I can do that with like doing stuff. Roof units reaching out and grabbing you. If something stares too long is a horrifying idea. Yeah, the roof testants reaching out and grabbing you if you stare too long, yeah. Especially like here, it looks fine, right? But what if as the game went on, it started to lift up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher? Because I could do that pretty easily. Because I think all I need to do is because I could do like a slider. Yeah, I could do a slider. Because I really like the wooden floor. Because I also don't know, because I could do like a pockmark. I could do more of an industrial ceiling kind of vibe. Because like I have a wooden floor, like, and it's fine if it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I don't need it to make a lot of sense. Because I could make it so that like the roof is, like the roof being wood. Because like a lot of basements are like that. But like the roof is wood. Because there's a floor above it, right? And then like the ground is like cement. But I'm not entirely sure how I would do procedural cement texture. Because like that would work really well. Feels like a procedural cement texture. Because there's there's a few really horrifying things that I could do. There's one where the void, since like you can tell like the vision isn't completely static. Like if you look really close, you can still see the back wall, right? It's very very faint, but you can still see it. Like so, true black doesn't really exist in this game, right? Because of like the lighting algorithm and stuff that I'm doing, you know, things like that. So like true blackness doesn't really exist all that much here. Or at least it's not very common. It's like reserved for like these bricks and stuff, right? Which I could afford to sharpen those up a little bit, right? Possibly, I don't know. I don't mind. Right. So, yeah. God, that looks so fucking gross. I think it's because some of them, it looks like they're like displacing. They're like displacing the intestinal stuff, right? So I think if I do I'll lower that just a little bit. Not right, this is less gross. Right. That oh no. I think 4.0. And then I can do that. Like I'm gonna, oops, that's not. Yeah. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. The roundedness, not as bad. 3.0. It's like way too fat. I think the one that was the most gross. Probably something along these lines. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah, that's it. I think this is the one. This nails it. And then if I gave it specular highlights based off the position, make it look shiny. Because this is just gross. Yeah, but I can make the top be the wood, right? I can make the top be wood, and then I can make the bottom be stone, right? Because if I made the floor be stone, I could do some fun things with that. And I think this looks natural. Like this looks reasonable enough for wood. Right? Well, this isn't too crazy. Like this is kind of like this is what wood looks like. Right? Like hardwood floors look like this. This is what wood planks look like. You know, they're all like different lengths, and you know they're not consistent of like in any way, shape, or form. You know, shit like that, right? So, having these incredibly variatic, wood floors this is disgusting. This is the grossest shit I've ever made in my entire life. And this is vile. I love it. The steel testings. The roof testings. It's pretty great. My wrist, dude. My wrist hurts. Because there's like a few things that I would want to do. Right. It's like this just looks gross. I love it. Let's do print screen. Yeah, I'm just gonna save that. But being able to like look into the void and the void looking back will be fucking incredible. It'll be great. Because like remind you, like all this is supposed to be rendered in black and white stuff. Right? So I don't know if it would make a lot of thematic sense to have, you know, the parallax and roof. I don't know if I even want this, right? This pattern, I want it to be, because I don't know how fantastical I want this particular game to be, right? Because I'm having a lot of really good ideas. But the important part isn't that, you know, but what makes like, you know, but like what makes a good game is coherency, right? Incoherent games are not fun. They do not do well. Because they have a hard time maintaining their identity. And when a game loses its identity, it dies, right? That's what fundamentally kills games. In companies too, like corporations don't survive if in the moment, like as soon as they lose their identity, they starve. Take a look at Microsoft, take a look at Google, take a look at literally all the major corporations right now. Yes, they have a huge stranglehold, but the alternatives that are maintaining strong identity are rising up very fast. Like it's to the point that we're starting to see, you know, more and more independence, social media platforms cropping up, you know, just a lot of things are starting to change and shift, and you know, we're seeing more and more alternatives to the mainstream, you know, things. Monopolies are dying, and that's a good thing. What's going on here? Are all those the same? No. But they are. They're horizontal symmetry? No. Hmm. I think it's just a happenstance. Strange. Interesting. The bricks. Well, I mean, I feel like because I think a lot of this is like really is banking on subtlety, right? So I love this. This looks gross. This is disgusting. This is a phenomenal texture. I will be using this at some point. I will be playing around with it. But for right now, I don't have access to this. This texture relies on parallax and depth mapping and proper lighting, right? Which are all things that I don't have access to. Bricks are bricks, right? Bricks are bricks. I don't need anything special for bricks. I also don't even know if I even really care about. I mean, I do. The edges are important. I don't know how important they are for the floor, right? Because I might actually make that be something else. I could make that be, it'd be nice if this was like crown molding or something. Or something along those lines, right? So there's like things that I want to figure out. Because I have a way to detect like the edges and stuff. Hello. Yes. Yes I am. I am still streaming. It's only been 3.5 hours. I prefer to stream for like a fat minute, dude. Oh yeah. How do you like the most disgusting texture you've ever seen in your entire life? Oh, you're streaming. I didn't even realize. I mean, it's gross. It's pretty disgusting. It gives me the ick. Yeah. I mean. Oh, you are right. I have been streaming for a while. And usually I stream until somebody that I follow starts streaming. So. Guess what? Guess what I'm gonna do? I mean, are we gonna be? About when are we gonna be? Mm. Oh, my bad. My bad, my bad. Are you gonna be doing game dev today? I don't know if you start here. That is. Okay, let's see. So, do I actually want? Yeah, I just gotta think about it. Gotta think on it. Rude doors, gross ass ceiling. Doop. But I am ready. Done with the stream. Been almost I'm going to end it here. So I'm gonna go do some stuff. Alright, I can share stream. That is cool. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still gonna raid you.
I need more caffeine. My blood is not thin enough.
I'm still gonna raid you, so.